No,
I got some interesting headlines for y'all, man. Got some interesting headlines for
are
y'all.
these
I
are
think
these real headlines or these personal? Let me know.
nah, I got justification for everything I say, brother. You know what I mean?
I
Like
believe.
what?
I believe.
I got justification why I think Florida State not only gonna win the Natty, but I think Jordan Travis is gonna be Heisman.
Yeah,
Okay.
Justification behind it. You know what I mean?
I hope you don't believe that.
Ah, wholeheartedly, exu, wholeheartedly.
Yeah, nah, you can't change his mind on that for whatever reason. I can understand Florida State being good, even being a playoff team. I understand you fighting that. Jordan Travis fires, man. I mean, you don't have to be honestly. If you think they're gonna go as far as they're gonna go, you're gonna have to be. So
So, fellas, how's the summer? Miami Heat didn't win the championship. Just to recap. Um,
sadly,
Also, football is back. Texas A&M football is back. TCU versus Colorado this weekend. Texas. So
Hook 'em.
SC back. Miami's trying to be back. Alabama want to make a reappearance. Auburn, shit, they might not beat nobody.
sheesh.
So what we think that? Well, we're gonna start off with Deers.
Since you got headlines, open the flow, brother. Open up the flow.
Listen, right. First prediction off the board. I think not only Jordan Travis is gonna be ACC Player of the Year, but I also think he's gonna be the Heisman winner. Florida State is probably in the most prime position they've been in since 2011, right, or 12, when Jameis Winston and all those cats was there. This team is the exact replica of that team when you talk about the makeup. Jordan Travis, Trey Benson, Johnny Wilson, Jared Verse, like all those cats can play. All those cats can play. So how was for A&M last year, and I'm still that way for A&M. That's gonna be my next point. But how it was for A&M last year, that for Florida State, right? So off the top, here I go, right? Hey,
Mm-hmm.
control your facial expressions. Here's my top four in order, right? In order. I got Florida State at one. I got USC at two. I got Hook'em Horns at three. Yeah, ready for this fourth one?
Yeah.
It's an SEC school, but it's not who you think. Go Aggies at four.
All right, Chad.
And I mean,
We already finished this. He sound like Desmond Howard from last year.
listen, nah, listen. This is completely different, right? Bobby Petrino is calling plays. DJ Durkin is calling plays. Bobby Petrino is one of the most respected offensive coordinators in all of college football, right? Not saying that he's Lincoln Riley or anything. However, they just need a little bit of juice, and that's exactly what Bobby Petrino get. I think Connor Wigman's gonna take that, or Wagman, whatever his name is. I think he gonna take that step forward for the A&M Aggies. Then they return Moose, and then they return the young buck from last year.
Stewart.
They
Toy
got
Stewart.
Stewart, Evan Stewart. Then they got the number one running back in the country. With you add that with the number one tight end in the country from last year. I think this team is primed for a breakout. All those young cats gonna take a step forward on defense in the front seven.
What if they don't?
We can't talk about what if. I'm telling you what I've seen. I'm telling you what I'm inspired by now.
I'm
I
just
think
asking a
it's going
question.
to be off. I think it's going to be off to the races. Now we already know it might be a little bit of bias for the Texas Longhorns, but
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think yeah,
For sure.
I think they're
Yeah,
gonna take.
just so you know, the chat already disagree with you on your Heisman pick. They got Caleb Williams again. So
Caleb Williams on it again.
okay.
I mean, that's fine.
Hey,
He's just the best
week
player
zero,
in college football, so he's gonna be the number one draft pick.
week zero, he did. Hey,
Yeah,
numbers are stupid.
yeah, they had a formidable opponent in week 0.
I
I,
mean, that's gonna be a lot of people's week one.
I can't help what they play.
So would you say
I
the
didn't think
same?
we had a
Who? Wait a minute. Who A&M played week one?
Rice.
Okay, so I mean, So what they don't dominate Rice? What you gonna say?
We gotta talk about it next week.
I bet I understand
If
that.
they don't,
We'll
I
just
can't talk
discuss it
about
when
what
we get there.
I can't talk about what's not gonna happen and it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, a lot of stuff happened. So look, just based off of week 0, I know you did your playoffs. Zulu, who's your playoff predictions? And please do not put Miami in there.
I'm not putting Miami in there.
Okay, that's all we need to know.
In no particular order, because I just don't. That's just not gonna work for me. No particular order. I got Georgia. I got USC making it. I do have State making it.
Who?
Oh,
Florida State.
Boy, I thought you said Penn State.
that's what I thought you said too. I thought you said the same thing.
No. Come on, fam. Let's be serious. And then I got I was talking about it with some other guys. I'm torn about how I feel because I don't know who this quarterback for Ohio State is gonna be. I think that's the
Kyle
only question
McCoy.
they got. Yeah, I just don't know him well enough to know if I trust him or not. And so, Michigan's in the driver's seat, I believe, just from a team standpoint, because they got the same team coming back, basically. And I think they're the team that's a Big Ten team that squeezed in that 4th spot. So I'm gonna just say Michigan by default. That's all I got.
Why are you so confident in Georgia?
I just think Kirby Smart is going to take the same idea that Nick was taking a couple years back. We're just going to reload. It don't matter really. The quarterback ain't got to be phenomenal. Last time I checked, none of us thought Stetson Bennett was phenomenal.
No, but
was he?
He wasn't, but
so,
the defense was phenomenal. And if the defense ain't phenomenal like the last 2 years.
And I don't think Kirby going to... It might not be the same. We might not know their names like we know the rest of them guys, but I don't think Kirby's going to let the defense drop off.
But the difference between...
So I think they're going to drive it out.
Between Stetson Bennett and the guy that's playing this year, Stetson Bennett was playing for like 7 years.
That's true.
Yeah.
He had a lot of experience. He's not going to be that same guy that Stetson Bennett was the past 2 years because Stetson Bennett already had been playing for 3 or 4 years, and they were terrible when he took over, right? He was losing his job in and out of the lineup. Then they finally found some stability at the end of his college career.
Yeah, you're right. But
this guy got a lot of hype around him too, though. So
yeah, I'm believing in Kirby Smart having that same mindset.
Carson Beck.
I've been rolling them in. I've been growing guys. Even if they didn't play, we're gonna have some guys. I don't think it's gonna be a dramatic. I don't see a dramatic drop off from Georgia.
I just don't see what weapons they got, honestly.
I don't either.
Shoot,
because
their defense probably gonna be good. I mean,
their best receiver went to the hook'em, right? We probably talking about. Hey, listen, we probably talking about the best trio in college football. Trio.
Trio.
They up there. They up there.
Yeah, you got a conversation there.
I'm not saying they not up there. Washington they got a nice little dude over there.
I like them too. Yeah, I like them too.
Honestly, and if I'm being slightly biased, I'm going off of what I believe from what I've seen and how I believe the coaches. But if I was being biased about how I picked the top 4, I would have put LSU in over Georgia, and I would have probably put USC in over Michigan.
I think LSU being in over Georgia is way more respectable than Georgia being, just because y'all know I'm consistent across the board. So what I've been preaching, the same thing for Texas A&M, and what the same thing I'm preaching for Florida State. I think the most team, if it's not going to be A&M, it has to be LSU because from a continuity standpoint, no team is put together more than those 2 teams. That's including Alabama and Georgia, right? So no team in the SEC are put together way more than LSU and A&M are. So if I had to pick between those 2, I think it's going to be LSU and A&M. But granted, they play each other the last game of the season. So I really don't know how that's going to work out this year.
I hate when they do that. Hey, they got a tough schedule though. They got Tennessee. They got LSU. They got Alabama. They got Auburn. Well, yeah, not Auburn.
I think overall, even in it, outside of the teams that literally returned the same team back this year, there's a lot more questions than answers with any of the teams. And some of the teams that we expect to be in the playoff run, honestly. So you know what I mean? outside of your Florida State, your Michigan, your LSU, the teams that were making or could have made a push last year. A lot of these teams that were just in the run got a whole bunch of question marks, whether it's at QB or it's the overhaul on defense or offense. So it'll be fun to see though. We'll see.
Why y'all put USC in there? Oh, Josh, what? I don't have a top four.
I put y'all in there because y'all had a push last year. I don't see y'all not making that same push. I hope y'all defense gives y'all offense.
Boy, you must not seen the last 6 games.
I watched. I will hope.
We in a gauntlet.
Yeah, I will hope that y'all defense just make a couple plays so y'all offense to handle the business.
Nah, for how much people would like to say this, I watched the whole USC game, and everybody know I always watch the whole USC game either way it go. Lincoln Riley was absolutely trolling in the first half. Bro, he was playing this like it was a legit scrimmage. Each series was a different offensive line group out there. Defensive line group the same. Corey Foreman ain't played, thank God. Well, I don't know if that's a thank God, but Zachariah Branch is going to be entertaining to watch this year.
Zachariah Branch is going to be very good.
And we're going to see what he got. But my Nick said tighten up. But my top 4, I just got USC in there.
That's how you know.
No, I don't know that, but because we got to end the year, we got Washington at home, which is a good thing. But then we go to Oxford. We go to Oregon. That's what I meant.
Yeah. But no, I agree with Zoo. Y'all got one of the top quarterbacks in the country.
They gonna get burnt in the conference? Jeez, that's tough.
And Utah, I don't think Utah's gonna be as good as people think they are this year. And ultimately, who ruined y'all chances last year?
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, you still gotta play Oregon and you still gotta play Washington.
We still gotta play Notre Dame.
Yeah, hey, Notre Dame gonna be a 1.
They start the gauntlet. They start the gauntlet.
And Sam ain't no joke with nobody.
We'll see. They play Navy.
Sam and Hartman.
That's practice.
That's
good practice.
We'll see if they survive the gauntlet against Ohio State. That's their
game.
That's the game. Because if they can't stop Ohio State, they ain't gonna stop us. Now, are we gonna stop them? Probably fucking not. But look,
I don't got a lot of stock in Ohio State. I really don't.
Oh man, that's tough.
Now, don't get me wrong. I think they got the best player in the country, but other than that, I don't really think.
You talking about Marvin?
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Second best player in the country.
Add time.
The top 5 college prospects is really crazy when you talk about it, right? So all them cats can really.
Hold on, Ladare.
But look, all I'm gonna say is, no, keep going, Dare.
Why you tell me how long?
Just keep going. You good?
You going? You straight.
When you talk about the top players in the country, when you talk about the top 5 draft prospects, right? All of these cats can be like the top player in the country. I'm gonna put 6 in there because I said Jordan Travis is gonna win the Heisman. So when you talk about the top 6 players in the country, like all these cats can be like, this the best player in the country, right? When you talk about Jared Verse, Brock Bowers, Marvin Harrison Jr., Caleb Williams, Drake May, you can make a case for either this the best. This the best player in this position that we've ever seen. Type conversation.
Facts.
Right? So I think from that standpoint alone, college football is probably about to be the most exciting we've ever seen it, and we haven't even counted quarterbacks like Michael Penix Jr., Sam Hartman.
Hey, to be honest, the Pac-12 really got the loaded of QBs this year.
Bo Nix,
They do,
right? Shedeur Sanders, who I think people not giving enough credit for the Colorado. Now they are plus 20.5 favorite against TCU. I don't know if TCU is going to be good enough to beat with the amount of players they lost on offense and defense. I don't think TCU is going to be able to fathom to beat them by 20.5.
Yeah. Well, people saying they said Deion talking a little too much talk, which I don't know why they're surprised. Like Deion confident like he is in his team, what kind of coach wouldn't be? But
I mean, he got
they
the best
think,
two corners. He believes he
He
might.
got that one corner who probably made the best decision in his life to go to Colorado and not Miami. Right? Then you got
you don't know that.
Travis Hunter, another player that you could probably talk about one of the best players in his position. Right?
No, I think he is the best player in his position.
Yeah. I'm just talking about
Yeah,
people who want
yeah.
to be objective.
Zero said that's cap. What's cap, Zero? But just to piggyback off of what Darius was saying, he was just basically, just giving flowers to QBs and then also Colorado and QBs in the Pac-12 majority. But
They heavy this year. It's been a long time. I don't think ever since the Pac-12 had it like that, where you can name like 5 in that conference alone.
it's always been like that. They always got QBs. They got QBs to name. It's just the team that they be naming for the QBs suck.
Okay.
Like Arizona. Who you think watching them? That's what I'm saying. They QB ain't bad. I'm just not watching Arizona. I'm gonna watch Oregon. I'm gonna watch Washington.
He is pretty decent, actually.
Yeah, he pretty decent. But I mean,
everybody watched Arizona since they had Khalil Tate.
He was going crazy.
He transferred, didn't he?
I mean,
She's got screwed over with now, but shoot, he was legitimately a running back and quarterback. One read gone, it's over with.
So let's get to week 1 predictions. We're just gonna do the big games because a lot of week 1 games are. Then we're gonna do a couple of games. So
they warm up games.
There's much water out there.
So
we're starting out Utah and Florida.
Utah and Florida, we're gonna start off with because it's tomorrow, which is probably gonna be a watch party here, chat. So if you wanna come by, kick it with us, talk. We'll post it if we're gonna do it. But who y'all got winning at Florida, Utah?
I'm gonna go with Florida.
Yeah. When the whole Cam Rising news. If Cam was playing, I'd have put Utah hands down.
Utah too, but yeah.
Yeah, but without Cam, Florida recruited pretty well. They got a lot of buzz.
But we don't even know who their quarterback is, honestly.
I don't know who their quarterback is.
So, which I got Florida winning by? Let's say that. Chad, what y'all got Florida winning by? Or Utah winning by?
I think they're going to blow the water out.
I think they're going to sneak by. I mean, Utah ain't no pushovers either, though.
Yeah.
I
like 7. They got to score a little.
I think Ben Johnson's a formidable backup quarterback who's going to eventually take over Cam Rising, who was supposed to be the presumably starter before Cam Rising decided to return. But
I'm back, yeah.
I think he's going to be all right. I think it's a close one. I give it to Florida in the nail bite.
Who we got? We got Louisville, Georgia Tech. Who y'all got?
I mean,
that's the big game on Friday, so I gotta go with that.
It's Georgia Tech, so I'm definitely going with Louisville. I can't find a day I ever be like Georgia Tech gonna win against whoever they playing.
Jeez, that's tough.
Hey.
Okay, Saturday games. We got Virginia versus Tennessee.
I think Joe Milton come have.
You chose Georgia Tech Louisville over us. You disrespect.
Y'all play Miami, Ohio.
Hey, fam.
If y'all lose that, yeah, the program may need to be canceled.
Yeah, if we lose that, I'll be a different fan. Don't worry about it.
Hey, fam, y'all lost the MTSU. I really don't think nothing can be put past y'all.
Yeah, you probably about right.
But that was a fluke. Folks quit. We weren't worried about
that. That wasn't no fluke. They won by like 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, but folks really quit like in the first quarter, fam.
Okay. So Virginia, Tennessee.
I think Joe Milton.
Tennessee for sure.
You got Joe Milton.
Joe Milton, yeah, he gonna correct the issues he had from Michigan and when he first got to UT. He gonna lock in.
I got Tennessee, Colorado, TCU.
I wanted to be Colorado, actually, though. No cap.
I got Buffalo's going 1-0.
Oh, shit.
I want to see the shake-up. Because I want to see what everybody going to say that they've been hating. They've been screaming.
TCU lost Hodges Thomason. They lost
Johnson.
Johnson, Darius Davis,
Johnson, Darius
Andrew
Davis,
Miller, Max Dugan,
Max
Steve
Dugan,
Azula, the little winners.
both tackles,
Yeah,
both
they
tackles and guard.
I think they lost
I
too
mean,
much to try to
Yeah,
open up at 20.5 is crazy.
yeah, that is crazy. I think that is crazy. If they win, it's gonna be. I give them by 7, maybe
7 or 10.
I say 1-8. But I'm probably gonna roll with TCU here. I don't. I just don't know what depth Colorado has right now, but they can prove me wrong. So,
I'm picking up strictly off of one more than I am like my gut would say TCU, but I'm definitely choosing Colorado one.
We got Ohio State, Indiana. Well,
I still think Ohio State. I don't care who I don't know as a quarterback.
Yeah, on everything, I think Ohio State rolls.
We got Washington, Boise State.
I think
Max Penix, 300 plus.
Yeah, I think
Said Max Michael Penix.
I think he established himself as a true Heisman candidate. Not saying he's gonna win it, but I think he's gonna be in the Heisman race. So I'm going Washington. Also, they got like we mentioned earlier, they got a trio of receivers. Like those cats are players.
Yeah. That no, I'm not saying last name. Definitely could have came out last year and been up there. The rest.
Middle Tennessee State. Oh well, I got Washington. Middle Tennessee State, Alabama. Chad said they got TCU too.
Roll Tide.
You was better off saying North Carolina and South Carolina.
I'm getting there.
He's getting there.
Yeah. I'm just saying. Alabama versus MTSU. Go ahead.
West Virginia, Penn State.
Penn State got a lot of expectations this year. Suppose they got the best running back room in all of college football.
That's what they say.
No, they might. They might.
They was
but
last year.
But they don't. Crazy. But that ain't their issue. So who they QB?
Yeah, they got him in for. I think he's gonna be better though. I think he just needs some reps. He's a nice athlete, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I mean, they always gonna come to play defense like every year. So
that's what they do. Yeah, that's what they breed.
I got Penn State.
Cause they only lost Brown and Joey Porter Jr. Right?
No, they lost Brandon. In the secondary. Yeah, I mean they lost Brandon Smith too. So.
Okay, yeah.
Sure. South Carolina, North Carolina. Who we got, Chad?
Drake May with Slaughterhouse. Now I do expect Spencer Rattler to be better to make resurge his name back to some type of prominence though, because he just finished the season crazy last year.
I think South Carolina overall is gonna be better, but however, I mean y'all know how I feel about Drake May.
Yeah, the number 2 QB in the draft.
Vino, who you talking to?
Chad said they got South Carolina winning the game. Sunday game, Oregon State gonna win. So LSU, Florida State. Darius probably has the middle of the screen, has Florida State winning.
It's a game.
Zoo, who you got winning? Zoo, who you got winning?
Go Tigers. You hear me? Go Tigers. I'm gonna keep saying it. Go Tigers.
I just want to see a good game.
I don't care what they got going on.
But I will say this: if Derek Mason, is that his name? Mason Smith was playing. That would be totally some different shit.
Oh, he's still on the injury report?
No, he got suspended. For NIL that happened 2 weeks after he signed like some autograph and he got suspended 3 years later for an NIL violation, basically.
I'm like that, yeah. It's crazy. How long was suspension? 3 games? Or was it just the first game?
I think it's just game 1.
I thought he said something about some 3. But yeah, I honestly though, but truly, outside of being biased, though I think Jordan Travis could pull something up, I don't think he's gonna be like that like you think he is. So yeah.
He willing and dealing Miami, so that's all we know.
Harold Perkins gonna do something.
Harold Perkins is a different breed.
Harold Perkins
he's a monster.
Is a freaking dog. He's a freaking dog. I'm not disagreeing at all.
Last game Monday, Clemson versus Duke.
Clay Covenant coming out party.
But Duke gonna be decent.
They said Duke gonna be decent.
Duke also got a quarterback who's supposed to be
that deal. I heard
he actually, and he can move and groove till he can move them legs and throw. So,
all right, Chad. All right, chat to the NFL that everybody loves. Preseason. Break it down. I'll let y'all break it down. Give me the highs from every team. You can skim through them. Well, you don't need to skim through them, but just give me some highs and then give me your lows that you didn't like from any team. It doesn't matter. Or a couple of teams.
I think the ultimate high is no team really suffered their key injury to one of their key players.
I think that shortening of the preseason was good.
I think that's the ultimate high. Now, with that being said, I think you had some guys who stood out and some guys who really didn't shine like they were supposed to. C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young, obviously, right? Pick 1 and 2. They came on late at the last game.
Shit. Bryce Young gonna be able to be protected?
That's a good question.
That's the big issue.
That's a question I don't have the answer to either.
Well, not only just that, and is Adam Thielen the only receiver who's gonna be available and open?
Probably so, because Terrence Marshall was supposed to be hurt. But Terrence Marshall gonna play though.
Here's the thing: they traded for Smith Marset, and I think he's gonna be like a breakout candidate, dude. Like, dude is a do-or-die receiver. He was like that at Iowa. The fact that he went as late as he did kind of blew my mind. But you're talking about punt return, kick return, and can operate from all positions of the field. I think Smith Marset is gonna have a breakout year. I think he's gonna be who we want DJ Chark to be.
I was told the Texans don't have enough, and no starters really played in the preseason. Well, most of the starters didn't play in the preseason, which is for any team, really. Like, I ain't seen like just maybe like 1 or 2 drives. That's about it.
It's a mixed bag.
From the big stars, that's what I mean.
I think it's in the opposite direction. I think a lot of teams. I think it's more teams that played their starters than the teams that didn't. I know the Chargers didn't play their starters at all, right? But
KC played starters every game.
KC.
I mean, but they play like drives. But I understand KC. They got a young team, so I mean, Saints didn't play. Saints only played they starters 1 game.
Yeah, if you expecting folks to play like quarters or whatever, that was gonna be unless it was young like Indy, Houston.
Well, yeah, the people with the young teams, young QBs, you kind of seen like they starters out there a lot. But
yeah, you gonna play them out there for a while just to go and get them reps out early. But yeah, nobody else was probably gonna do that. Pittsburgh for a little bit.
Who I think is probably that division in total. But I think really Pittsburgh is really going to be, even though they got like grandpas at corner, I think they're going to be one of the most polarizing teams in the NFL. If Kenny Pickett look as comfortable as he did in the preseason, if he look that comfortable in the regular season, I think Pittsburgh is going to be really better than what people think. Now, however, I got Cleveland winning the division, but I like Pittsburgh too. I like that whole division on paper, essentially.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's probably gonna be the toughest division in football, with everybody coming back. What do you see teams? Who's your division winners?
So,
and then we gonna end it after this chat. This is just a short get back, so we'll see y'all on Monday, possibly, but for sure Thursday. So
for sure. So since we started, I'm gonna say with the AFC North, obviously I got Cleveland winning.
Okay.
The AFC South, I got Jacksonville.
Yeah, everybody probably did.
AFC East, it's gonna be a tough one. However, I got Miami. I got Miami winning. I ain't no firm believer in Buffalo. Yeah, I know that already.
Yeah, you ain't a firm. It ain't Buffalo. You ain't a firm believer in Josh Allen.
yeah, I know that already though. Do I even have to say AFC West?
Yeah.
About up. Right.
Chiefs. All right, gotcha.
NFC South.
Faded.
I got the Saints. No, I'm just playing. I got the Falcons. I got the Falcons for reasonable. I got reasonable. I got NFC East. I got who I think is second best division in football.
Who? Oh yeah.
However, watch this. Right? And I'm probably gonna get ridiculed for this, but I got the Commanders winning the division. Right?
That's a hot one.
Yeah, I got the Commanders winning that division. I got justification if y'all want to hear it.
I know you
Right?
got the NFC North. You got the Vikings probably winning,
No, I don't.
or
Actually,
Detroit,
No, it gets better.
no,
It gets
I
better
don't.
every time.
Actually,
Go ahead.
Chicago, bro.
I got Chicago winning the NFC North.
And we put him
Yeah.
on our show.
Look, I got justification.
Hey,
I got justification
ride
for
the
all my
train.
runners. Right?
Don't
So
ride.
if we talk about Chicago, they went and got one of the most underrated receivers in the NFL. Then you make your number one receiver you tried to make last year. You put him back in his regular position, which is a number two receiver. And your number three receiver is what, Chase Claypool, which is not terrible, right? Then you got Cole Kmet, Khalil Herbert, who I think is going to have a breakout season, and Justin Fields, who I think another player who's going to have a breakout season. Now you finally got these weapons around them. You go get Darnell Wright, who was arguably the best right tackle in the NFL draft. Dan Moore, he's going to take another step forward. Then you add all these veteran players on defense to a secondary who was already good and young, right? They was better than what people gave them credit for. They went and got Tremaine Edmonds to put him in the middle. Nagway to come off the edge. I think Zach Pickens and Dexter is going to be a force in the middle, right? So this team
Yeah, he
is
crazy.
upcoming. And I don't think the NFC North is just a runaway. Like, I understand what people are saying about Detroit, but what you're saying about Detroit is also the same case for Chicago, right? They got Detroit has a solidified number one receiver. So does Chicago, right? They got. I think Justin Fields is better than Jared Goff, in my opinion, but I think we can have a conversation surrounding it. Now, however, I think Detroit does have the better offensive line. I give them that much. And they also got the better offensive coordinator, who I think Ben Johnson should have been a head coach this year. I'm sure he's going to be number one on somebody's list next year. All right, so now let's go to the Commanders. Commanders, bro, you can really, if Chase Young can live up to what his draft status was, you talk about the best D-line in all of football. Like, hands down. Like, it's not even a discussion. Right? I know what y'all think. I know y'all think in Philadelphia. But I would me personally, would take Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne over any interior D-line in all of NFL. Right? Then you put Montez Sweat and you put Chase Young on the background. I mean, on the ends. And you're talking about all young players under the age of 28. Right? And if Sam Howell is good as we know he is, a trio of Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, and who I'm forgetting?
Jahan Dotson.
Jahan Dotson. Another
Yami
young
Brown.
receiver.
You can put quartet. Call it a quartet.
Then Logan Thomas, you insert him back at tight end. There's another. And then you got Antonio Gibson
Man,
and
that's
Brian
easy play,
Robinson.
bro. I don't even want to talk about Logan no more. I don't even bring him up.
Bump that. Let's hear this. I want to hear this Atlanta take.
So the same reason now, I teeter back and forth between them and the Saints. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really do. But if Desmond Ritter, and I think the only difference I give it, right, is that when you look at the time Tennessee was the number one seed when they lost to Cincy, you think about their offense. Ryan Tannehill had to be average, right? So you go get an offensive coordinator whose DNA and makeup is all about running the ball. So you go get Bijan Robinson, you add Jonnu Smith, you get Cal Pitts and Drake London. The offense is going to be very simple, right? Then you add all of these guys on the defensive side of the ball, which I feel like they got veterans all over the field, especially up front. You got Grady Jarrett, Calais Campbell, Bud Dupree, and some guys in the middle. Then you just mix it up, and I think it's going to be this this team is very similarly built to when Tennessee was the number one team in the AFC South. So that's why I give it to. Now, granted, I'm not arguing anybody that picked the Saints. I really not. And I understand why somebody may pick the Saints. But as y'all know, as I've always been vocal about, I'm not a firm believer in Derek Carr. Not even a little bit. I don't care who you get him. Right? He just had the best he was gonna have. He wasn't gonna get no better than what he had in Las Vegas. So that's my sphere. Right.
All right, so division winners, and then we cutting it off.
So I started in NFC West. Got the Niners. For obvious reasons.
I don't think
NFC East. Yeah, I got the Niners. I wanted to find a way to put Seattle up there. I just can't do it yet. But I do think Geno hopefully makes another step in this second run. NFC East, I got Dallas actually.
Yeah. Okay.
Listen now.
Trey Lance must be fucking sorry.
As much as I got the Eagles doing who they are, I don't think the turnover, at least, is gonna be what they had last year. What happened last year ain't gonna happen again. I think these guys are really good. These young guys are gonna be really good. I just don't think it's gonna be leading the league in every category all over again, and that's where it gets dicey. And then now you got a full year of tape with them and Jalen Hurts and everybody else. So I think it takes a slight step back, not crazy. I think Dallas makes a run just off of GP, this might be just want to see Dak win a little bit. Dak be getting dragged pretty hard. I want to see Dak make a step over the hump. So I think he can win the division. I don't think that's too far-fetched to say. NFC, am I thinking North? Well, my guy, Chicago. I'd rather Justin Fields change for sure. I think it's the same way I feel about this year is how I feel about Chicago this year. They didn't make it. Detroit didn't make it. And Chicago got a better chance to make it happen in comparison about this year. NFC South, let's be obvious, it's the Saints. We was one game away from the playoffs 2 years in a row with a QB carousel, anybody at O-line, and everybody got hurt every other week. Just saying. Statistically speaking, like you said, you got something to back it up. We were the most injured team in the league for 2 years in a row. Okay. For the AFC North,
Pittsburgh.
Mike Tomlin, Kenny Pickett. I like the connection with George Pickens. I think the addition of Allen Robinson is going to be sneaky. Calvin Austin playing Dave Johnson, I think fold last year, he was kind of like out of the loop, but I think that's just from Mitch Trubisky to the transition. I think they're going to be good. But that division, yeah, again, like I said last year, I'm going to say it again this year, division of football. In the AFC, as much as I want to give it to Buffalo, bro, I'm low-key pulling for Miami. I low-key think if Tua stays on his feet, as long as Tua don't go out, I think they can run that division, to be honest. Truly, honestly. And their worst competition is going to be Buffalo, which, again, until I see their mannerisms change, bro, I think they're going to be where they end up. They're going to be a really good roster team. They're going to cap themselves out. The same thing over and over. AFC South, I got Jacksonville. And the AFC West, I got the Chiefs. Until the Chargers do it as bad as I think they can, until y'all do it, bro, I got Patrick top. The best player in the league.
Well, chat.
Oh, and the chat says, "Do the Bengals exist?" Yes, the Bengals do exist. I think they're gonna be a really good team. The young defensive turnover, I don't know.
Oh, man.
That's it.
I mean, I like the Bengals, and I think they're gonna be good. I think all those teams are gonna be good, but I mean, unfortunately, you only got to pick one, right? Now, however, I do think they get 3 teams in the playoffs as well.
I mean, if it was me, I definitely wouldn't have picked the Steelers, but I get what you're saying.
No, for sure.
But hey, Chad.
I mean, Yeah.
You only what?
I was gonna say, I mean, really, if it originally I was thinking Cleveland's gonna make it, to make it happen.
They
A
might.
year,
They can make
off,
it happen.
off season for Deshaun might turn the tide like it's supposed to. But I think it's gonna be a slow roll for them. So I think a slow start might hurt them more than it helps them. Like him getting hot later is what's gonna kind of make them relevant. But I don't think early. I don't know how I feel about it yet.
We'll see. It's football.
You gotta start out early for my
Mm-hmm.
fantasy purpose.
Yeah. And then the only reason why I know he's at practice. The only reason why I didn't default to Cincinnati also was with the Joe Burrow situation. I think it lingers worse than we think. But that's it.
Darius, any outros do you want to say?
Huh?
Anything else you want to say for the outro?
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
I understand what you're saying about the Chiefs, but I think they just in way too much turmoil right now. They missing their best player on defense.
You know you said this last year.
Yeah, I did. No, I did. They were missing their best player.
I'm not saying like missing the best player, but you kind of made up some shit for the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah. Tyreek Hill was your thing.
No. Y'all right. And they surprised us. They surprised us. When I say us, I mean like the world. But however, listen. However, I ain't going into this. Yeah, right. Whatever.
Yeah, actually, that's a bigger concern though than anything. Honestly, I worry about the situation more than I worry about Tyreek Hill last year in comparison, obviously. So, but I think they figure out. I feel like they figure out before week 1. I hope so. That's what I'm banking on.
They're gonna be 0-1 after week 1.
Who they play first?
Detroit.
Oh, you're right. They don't see Detroit.
We'll see. Any outros, Zoo?
We'll see. Hey, man. All that matters is I'll tell y'all, go Saints for week 1, but go Canes for this weekend. You hear me?
They play Friday.
Hey, and that the you made pros. The you made pros. Okay. Thank you.
If y'all need any bets for this weekend, Colorado at 20.5, plus 20.5. Take the over on Texas at 49. Give me Fresno State at plus 3.5 versus Purdue. Give me Washington, Michael Penix Jr. Heisman candidate. Give me 14.5 versus Boise State. Go and cash that little money in. Take the over. Thank you later.
All right,
post
chat.
Those pics. Y'all on the so don't worry. You'll get to see him again.
All right, chat. Fight on, baby. We'll see y'all. You'll see a post out for the next stream. It'll be Monday or Thursday for sure. Of next week. We don't know about Monday, but we're leaning towards more Thursday. But just look out on socials. Follow us on all social platforms. It's in the description. Link to our Twitter, link to our YouTube, and other links as well. But other than that, we'll catch y'all next week. We appreciate y'all rocking with us. We are out. Peace.